Okay, hello everyone. So I'm Helene, the CEO of the Expression Company and the founder of the company. So this is what we're doing. We're doing space capsule. So basically, we're like DHL. We bring cargo and afterwards humans, so a bit more than DHL. But as a first step, we bring cargo to space stations. You have many space stations around the Earth. You have new space stations around the Moon, so new destinations. It's a bit more expensive than DHL because one mission price is 150 million. And this is around the low Earth orbit, and for the Moon, it's around about 400 million. So a little bit more expensive. And we bring, of course, repair PCs to station. We bring food and beverage for the astronauts, and we bring all the experiments that are being performed in the space station. A little bit about us. We are one of the fastest growing space tech companies in Europe. We founded the company in Q3 21. Since then, we have signed. Actually, that number is going to grow tomorrow. So we have signed so far 650 million euro contract, and keep posted because we're going to announce another contract signature tomorrow. We've raised the biggest Series A ever raised by a startup, by a space tech startup in Europe. So far we've raised 65 million euro, and we will start fundraising the Series B second semester next year. And we've built already 2 space capsule demonstrators. The one I showed here, this is now fully finished. It's being tested right now as I speak. This is the second one, and the first one is in Kourou when I speak right now and will be launched in the next days. So 2 capsule demonstrators in less than 3 years. This has never been done in the whole space history in the world. So big congrats to the Expression Company team. Okay, so a little bit about the market. So the market is very simple. Right now, if you look up with a telescope, you'll see only 2 space stations orbiting the Earth. One is the International Space Station, and the other one is the Chinese space station. Now, if you take a machine that's going to bring you in the future, 5 years from now, and then 7 years, 8 years from now, you will not see anymore the 2 space stations. You'll see minimum 2 additional private space stations built right now in the United States. NASA is going to select, there are 4 right now which was being built, but NASA is going to down select 2 by the end of 25. So at the end, probably there'll be only 2. India is building its own space station. Japan has started to build its own space station. Saudi is thinking about building space stations. So basically more and more space stations around the Earth. And 2 new space stations around the Moon. Right now you have 10 cargo missions per space station. 1 cargo mission is valued between 150 million to 200 million. Tomorrow, if more and more space stations, you're going to have 20, 30, 40 cargo missions per year. So if we only do 5 to 6 cargo missions per year, 1 to 2 to the Moon, and 5, for example, around the Earth, so basically 15% market share, this is already 1.5 billion turnover, with growth margin of around about 50%. So that's our business. If you look at indeed the business of the space station, the core of this business is actually cargo resupply and flying astronauts. A little bit now about our roadmap. So number 1, we're going to go to stations around the Earth. As I told you, we've built already 2 prototype demonstrators. I want to give you here a little bit an idea of the speed. So the first capsule demonstrator was built in 9 months. So you can see the first sketches in January, and then the qualification in September 22, all together for less than 2 million. The second capsule demonstrator, you see less than 2 years ago, only basically drawings. And now it's fully assembled, it's being tested in Toulouse, as I was saying, and we are bringing also in this demonstrator 17 clients which are flying with us. Among these clients, we have Airbus, the European Space Agency, the German Space Agency, the French Space Agency, and some other private clients, like L'Oréal, for example, flying with us. We'll stay 3 rounds around the Earth, and then we'll come back. So with that second capsule, we're going to de-risk all the re-entry part. And then we go for the final vehicle, which we plan to fly in November 27. We are around about the same speed than SpaceX, and we are a little bit lower in the costs because engineers in Europe cost less than engineers in the US. Regarding a little bit the core technology, we wouldn't have been able to go so fast if we wouldn't have mastered in-house most of our technologies. So we master thermal protection. we are the second company in Europe producing that technology. There was only one before us. And we're doing much cheaper than the one which is right now producing thermal protection. That thermal protection can be used, of course, for capsule, can be used also for ballistic missiles, can be used for hypersonic aircraft. We are producing ourselves the docking mechanism, not for the first exemplary, but afterwards. That's also a core technology. And as you can see, I will not enter into details, but basically all the strategy core technology we're making ourselves, which of course increases the value of the company and gives us a lot of flexibility in our development roadmap. So now perhaps a little bit about the contract we've signed. You see here actually a historic milestone, which is the signature of a first mission contract that we've signed with the European Space Agency, which is our anchor client. And we are quite proud because the European Space Agency organized a few months ago, so December, a competition we've opened to every player in the industry in Europe to buy a first mission that will fly to International Space Station and then bring cargo back. So Airbus participated, Thales participated, all the incumbents participated. And guess who ranked first? The Express Company's team. And we were even not 3 years old. So I'm very proud of what we've been able to achieve thanks to the amazing team. So right now, and keep posted because the news will come out tomorrow, but right now we have 3 anchor clients. We've signed 1 mission with Axiom Space, we've signed 1 mission with the European Space Agency, and we've signed 3 missions with Starlab. And I remember you, 1 mission, 150 million euro. So you can do the math yourselves. None of that wouldn't have been possible without an amazing team, of course. So the story is very simple. We were working at Airbus, building the Orion vehicle that flew around the moon and came back safely. And we said, okay, it cannot be that Europe doesn't have its own transportation capacity to go to these new destinations. It's not only a big business, as you see, but from a military perspective, it's also a must-have technical capability. Because the same technologies we're using to go to stations around the Earth, around the moon, the same technologies can be used for hypersonic aircraft, thermal protection, as I mentioned, and to remove threats which are, let's say, threats to our space assets in situ, the docking technology especially. So John, Najwa, Pierre, Arthur, Marc, where we've been working together before. There were people from my team, and actually Marc was my boss when I was at Airbus. He recently joined us because we opened a subsidiary in Houston, Texas, and he was Deputy Associate Administrator at NASA. And we served both of us on the Orion program for several years. So we are now not only in Germany, not only in France, not only in Italy, but also now in the US. The team today is made of around about 120 people coming from all around the world, with a vast majority of European people. And as you can see, we've received more than 10,000 applications in 2.5 years, so the company is quite attractive. In addition to growing the company a bit everywhere in Europe, so Germany, France, these are the 2 most important sites for the time being. Then we opened in Italy in November. We just opened in Houston. We've signed partnership with Saudi and UAE. And we have a special agreement with India. So we want to grow the company in the fastest growing market in space and not only stay in Europe. And basically, this is it. The capsule is our first product, but we plan, of course, to do other products afterwards. Thank you very much for your attention.